team report for the New England Patriots of the Premier Madden League. It is your boy is Nefarious, and I am gonna go into a quick little team report of what went down week one for us in our matchup, and also um, some news as far as our rookies that we've drafted this past draft. So, we'll start with the bad news, I guess. We'll go with the bad news first. We dropped our first game to the Atlanta Falcons. Um, we actually got handled pretty well, 27-7 loss. Um, some positives and negatives. I put out a little blog about it, but I'll go real quick through the positives and negatives. So our positives we had were running back Bryce Love, who rushed for almost 17 yards a carry. A lot of the yardage was in garbage time, so it's, take it with a grain of salt kind of deal. But he did show good elusiveness, great ability on one-on-one to get by guys. So he's definitely going to be somebody we're going to use a lot this season, especially with having Najee Harris, who's more of a up the middle power runner. As you can see, he had 8 carries for -1 yard, so wasn't the best showing for him. We also had another positive. It was actually on the defensive side. Devin McCourty, old man Devin McCourty showed up, played very well. As you can see, he had 4 solo tackles, 7 in total. Tackle for loss and a sack. There was nothing great about the defense. Nothing noteworthy, at least, besides Devin McCourty. And you can see he has a pass deflection as well. Even though he's older, he has 88 speed now. He's still playing strong safety for me after the switch over. He was definitely a positive from this game. That was pretty much all the positives of the game. For negatives, the first negative is actually on the defensive side of the ball. Besides my 2 starting corners, my outside corners, it wasn't good pass coverage from my defense. As you can see here, let's go over to the receiving. Velus Jones Jr., the rookie for Atlanta, he went off, especially most of his yardage came from a big crosser that he took to the house with like less than a minute left. I mean, less than 30 seconds left on the clock. Really broke down in coverage, and he was able to take it to the house, which gave him a 17-0 lead instead of a 10-0 lead going into half. Another negative was the offensive line. As you could see, guys like Shaq Mason, who's usually solid for me, didn't let up a sack, but there were 4 sacks on a game. As you can see, Dave Andrews, who's usually solid for me, let up a sack. Kalichi Osemele let up a sack as well, and the right tackle let up a couple of sacks. Isaac Weaver, the rookie, I mean, it is a negative, but then, the rookie just let up 1 sack. I could kind of live with that. Atlanta has a great defensive line. Not just their ability to get to the quarterback, but also, as you saw with Najee, he didn't get any yards, so they were able to close down the run, close up all the gaps. Really couldn't run on the inside. The only success I had was on the outside. And the last negative, glaring negative, was the rookie Dylan McCaffrey, who, as you see here, had a 22 rating, 94 yards, 2 interceptions, sacked 6 times. It was actually more. He was sacked 6 times, had 9 completions on 19 attempts, with a 47% completion rating. Definitely not the start he was looking for. It could cause me to juggle my quarterbacks again and go back to Kyle Shermer. Um, he kind of keeps me handcuffed because his deep accuracy is so terrible that I can't really exploit anything, especially with Philip Dorsett or Trevon Grimes. But enough of the game. We're gonna actually go into some good news and some bad news as well with the roster. So, as I said, we got our development traits this past week. Dylan McCaffrey, as a third round pick, actually got a quick rating. So, it could be a case where I don't have him starting, but I'll develop him behind Kyle Shimmer and Shea Patterson for now. And once he gets that deep accuracy up, I'll be able to throw him in there. As far as running backs, I selected two, Max Borghi and Sean Shivers. Both got a rating in the role. Sean Shivers got a quick rating for me. And the big news was Max Borghi, who got a star rating. So he drew comparisons of Christian McCaffrey coming in. Obviously not as polished coming out of college, but has a lot of the same traits as him. Receiving back with pretty good elusiveness, decent speed. So we'll see how he develops for us, especially with that star rating. It should bode well for us. All right. A little bit of bad news. Trevon Grimes, our 6'5", 94 speed wide receiver. He only has a normal, so that was a disappointment. Sorry, 1 second. So that was a disappointment for him to get a normal. Also, on the receiving end, Nick Eubanks, who is our second round pick. After the great preseason that he had, I was hoping he would get a good role. He also ended up with a normal. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it would have been nice to get him some type of development. Same thing with Isaac Weaver, who we drafted. He ended up with a normal rating. Probably because of the college he went, Old Dominion. Probably didn't get him a lot of points. So it's going to be manual content upgrade for Isaac Weaver, as well as Nick Eubanks and Trevon Grimes, who I still want to build. Let's see here. I didn't select any defensive tackles. Okay, another pick here, Abdul Malik McLean, who is an uber athletic linebacker for me. Actually, got a decent role, a quick role. So, I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's definitely something that we could work with, and hopefully, throughout the season, we're able to build him through content and also with a little more XP from having a quick rating. Let's see here. I don't believe I have another rookie unless I'm forgetting one. Well, another rookie that I drafted myself. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But as you can see, we got a couple good rolls. Well, one really good roll and then a couple decent rolls, and we got a couple duds. But it's gonna be interesting. Max Borghi getting a star role here is gonna be something that causes me to make a decision. With Bryce Love and Najee Harris, let's see how he develops. Maybe at one point he'll be the number one back. Even though Najee Harris and Bryce Love I both love. Even Sean Shivers at 96 speed. It's hard to not use them all. But yeah, that's pretty much the team report. I'm actually gonna hop back on and do a league report in a second. Let me think of anything else I could go through as far as a team report. As far as the depth chart, there's nothing changing. Kyle Shermer. Oh well, there was a change in quarterback. We're gonna have Kyle Shurmur start and Dylan McCaffrey be the backup. But other than that, it's pretty much the same depth chart. No big changes. I could possibly change the right tackle though. Drop out Jackson Barton and go ahead and put in Aaron Hagler. Especially with the performance by him letting up 2 sacks. He just can't do that. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think anything else I'm gonna mess with. Yeah, I think I'm all set on everything else. But tough loss week 1. I was hoping to come out of the gate a little better than that. Another good match, another couple good matchups coming up. Jacksonville and Tennessee. Stay tuned. Definitely watch those. I could either turn this around real quick or could keep going south real freaking fast. We'll have to see what happens. Hopefully Kyle Shurmur has a better outing and is able to lead the offense a little better than the rookie was. But yeah, that's gonna conclude our team report. Again, is nefarious. I'll be doing this every week. So stay tuned. Follow your New England Patriots of the Madden League.